Hi, today I will be talking about the volume and surface area exercise. So question 3, calculate the volume of the following L-shaped prisms. So the way to calculate L-shaped prisms is its cross-section area times its length. So let's take a look at question A. So we can split its cross-sections into two parts, part A and part B. So we can find the area of part A first. So we already know that the width here is 5 cm. So we need to find the length. So we can take 10 centimeters and minus 3 centimeters to get the length here, which is 7 centimeters. So the area for here would be 75 cm squared. So the area for here, for the width, we can take 10 centimeters and minus 5 centimeters to get 5 centimeters of the width here. And so we would get 50 centimeters square. So 50 centimeters squared plus 35 cm square, we would get 85 cm square. So 85 cm square times 14 cm, we would get 1190 cm cubed. So this would be the answer for question A. Next, question B. So we can also split it into two parts, part A and part B. So to find the width here, it would be 4 inches. It would be 4 inches since it is 4 inches here. So the area for part B would be 32 inches square. So for part A, we could take 8 inches and minus 6 inches to get the length here, which is 2 inches. So we would get 8 inches square here. So 32 inches square plus 8 inches square, we will get 40 inches square. So we take 40 inches square and multiply it by the length of the L-shaped prism, which is 12 inches. We would get 480 inches cubed. Next, question C. Again, we split this into two parts, part A and part B. So for part B, the area for part B would be 24 meters square, since 12 meters multiplied by 2 meters here. And for part A, it would be 10 meters and multiplied by 2 meters. Since to get the length here, we will need to minus 12 meters with 10 meters to get 2 meters here. So the area for part A would be 20 meters square. So 20 meters square plus 24 meters square, we would get 44 meters square. 44 meters square times the length 18 meters, we would get 792 meter cube. Next, question D. We can also split this into two parts. Part A and part B. So we will know that here would be 4 feet. Since 12 feet minus 8 feet would be 4 feet. So 11 feet times 4 feet would be 44 feet. So next, part A, we can take 8 feet and multiply it by 9 feet to get 72 feet. So 72 feet square plus 44 feet square, we would get 116 feet square. So we take 116 feet square times 15 feet, we would get 1,740 feet cube. Next, question E. We can also split it into two parts, part A and part B. So the area for part B would be 12 yard times 8 yard would be 96 yard square. And the length for this would be 3 yard, since 12 yard minus 9 yard would be 3. And the width would be 2 yard, since 10 yard minus 8 yard is 2. So it would be 6 yard here. So 96 yard square plus 6 yard square, we would get 102 yard square. We take 102 yard square and multiply it by the length 16 yard, we will get 1,632 yard square cube. Sorry. Next, question F. We can also split this into two parts. So 40 millimeters times 11 millimeters, we would get 154 millimeters square. And 11 millimeters times 40 millimeters minus 11 millimeters, which is 3. We would get 33 millimeters square. So 154 millimeters plus 33 millimeters square, we would get 187 millimeters square. We take 187 millimeters square and multiply it by 20 millimeters, the length of the L-shaped prism. and we would get 3,740 millimeters cubed. So now question 4, calculate the surface area of the following prisms. So there's a shortcut way to find the surface area of prisms, which is its perimeter, its cross-section's perimeter times its length plus 2 times the area of the cross-section. So using this formula, we could find the surface area of the prisms quickly. So we can find the perimeter of the cross-section first. So 20 meters plus 8 meters plus 7 meters plus 4 meters here, because 20 meters minus 8 meters and minus 8 meters would be 4 meters. And plus 7 meters here, plus 8 meters here, plus 6 meters here, and 20 meters here. So 20 meters plus 8 meters plus 7 meters plus 4 meters plus 7 meters plus 8 meters plus 6 meters plus 20 meters equals 80 meters. So this would be the perimeter of the cross-section. So we can take the perimeter of the cross-section and times the length of the prism, which we would get 2,000 meters square. So now we need to find the area of the cross-section. We can split the area of the cross-section into three parts, sorry. Part A, part B, and C. So the area for part C would be 56, since 8 times 7. The area for part B would be 84, since it is 7 here, and 20 minus 8 would be 12. So 12 times 7 equals 84. And for part A, it would be 120, since 20 meters times 6 meters. So the area for the cross-section would be 260 meters square. And we take 260 meters square times 2, we get 520 meter square. So per the formula, 2,000 meter square plus 520 meter square, we would get 2,520 meter square. Next question, question B. So again, we can find the perimeter first. So 15 inches plus 15 inches again. Since the opposite side of this is also 15 inches here, plus 16 inches, since here is 5 and here is 11, so it's 16. Here is 12. And here it would be 4. So it is also 16 inches again. So it would be 62 inches in total for the perimeter of this prism. So we take the perimeter of the cross-section and multiply it by the length of the prism. We would get 1240 inches square. So now the formula P times L plus 2 area. So now we need to find the area of the cross-section. So again, we can split the cross-section into 3 parts. Part C here would be 25, since 5 times 5. Part B here would be 80, since 16 times 5. And part A here would be 12 times 5, which would be 60. So we add them all up together, we would get 60 plus 80 inches squared plus 25 inches squared. We would get 165 inches squared. So we take 165 inches squared and multiply it by 2. Since there are 2 cross sections, so it would be 330. So we can add it together. So 1240 inches square plus 330 inches square, we would get 1570 inches square. So this would be the answer for question B. So question C, we can find the perimeter again. So 21 feet plus 12 feet plus 7 feet here plus 10 feet here plus 7 feet plus 10 feet plus 7 feet plus 12 feet. So the total perimeter of the cross section would be 86 feet. So we take 86 feet and multiply it by 26 feet. We would get 2,236 feet square. So now we need to find the area of the cross section. So we can split it into 2 parts, part A and part B. So the area for part A would be 252 feet square, and for part B it would be 70 feet square. So 252 feet square plus 70 feet square, we would get 322 feet square. We multiply this by 2 and we would get 644 feet square. So we take 236 feet square plus 644 feet square, we would get 2,880 feet square. So this would be the answer for question C. So question D, we can also calculate the perimeter of the cross section first. So 12 centimeters plus 10 centimeters plus 4 centimeters here plus 4 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 4 centimeters plus 10 centimeters, and we would get the perimeter, which is 52 centimeters. So we take the perimeter of the cross section and multiply it by the length of the prism. We would get 780 centimeters square. Next, we calculate the area of the cross section. Which we can split it into 3 parts. So it would be 16 here since 4 times 4, and for the same here too. So for here, we can take 12 centimeters times 6 centimeters, which is 76. Since 10 cm minus 4 cm, we get 6 here. So, sorry, 72 centimeters. 12 times 6. So 72 centimeters square plus 16 centimeters square plus 16 centimeters square, we would get 104 centimeters square. So we take 104 centimeters square and multiply by 2, which we would get 208 centimeters square. So 780 centimeters square plus 208 centimeters square we would get 988 centimeters square. Next, question 5. A company is designing a new box to hold cereal. They have 2 designs, cuboids A and B, with the same volume. The company wants to choose the smaller surface area. Which cuboid should they choose? So for this question, we need to calculate the surface area for both of the cuboids. So for cuboid A, we could take 2 times 8 cm times 5 cm, which is this. And for the back side of it, so plus B, which is 4 cm, 2 times 4 cm times 8 cm, plus C, which is 5 cm times 4 cm. So the total surface area of cuboid A would be 184 cm squared. So for cuboid B, for this part, we could take 10 cm times 4 cm plus 4 cm times 4 cm plus 10 cm times 4 cm. So we would get 192 centimeters square. So the answer would be cuboid A, since it has the smaller surface area. Next, question 6. A cube has a surface area of 96 cm square. Find the side length of the cube. So a cube has 6 faces. So we can take 96 centimeters square and divide it by 6. We will get 16 centimeters square. And we can square root 16 centimeters square. Since to calculate an area, we would need to times the length and width. And since the cube has the same length and width, we can square root it to find the length. So it would be 4 centimeters squared. 4 centimeters, sorry. So this would be the answer for question 6. Question 7. A cube has a surface area of 294 cm square. Find the side length x of the cube. So again, a cube has 6 faces. So we can take 294 cm square and divide it by 6. We would get 49 cm square. So we can square root it to get 7 cm. So x equals 7 cm. A cube has a surface area of 150 cm square. Find the volume of the cube. So again, we can find the side length first. So a cube has 6 faces, so 150 cm square divided by 6. We would get 25 cm square. So we square root 25 cm square to get 5 cm, which is the side length. And to find the volume, we take 5 cm times 5 cm times its height, 5 cm. We would get 125 cm cubed. So this would be the answer for question 8. Thank you, everyone.